Well, this is one of my most favourite brands of all time. It's Fleischmann in HO scale, and this steam locomotive is an ex-Prussian locomotive as well, which is always good news too. This one is number 4124 in the Fleischmann catalogue, and it represents a DRG version. It's class 53, so it is an ex-Prussian G4.3. And in this configuration, it represents an Era 2 locomotive. You'll see on the box end here it says NEM, and that's a 651 socket apparently. So that's dating this model to the late 1990s onwards, and it's probably around about the year 2000 that this came out, so it is getting on a bit. It's over 25 years old, but it does look really good in the box, although I think it's had a bit of a rough time getting here with the postal system because there's a lot of damage to the polystyrene. Hopefully the locomotive won't be damaged, so let's get this out of the box and we'll check it out. So this one comes with an instruction sheet here, which is mostly in German at the top. It's got a nice picture of the locomotive here and a bit of history again in German. Inside it shows how to take the locomotive apart and also some details here about the chip which is on the back of the motor here. And it shows that you can put this into the tender if you want, although I don't have any of this part. It's also got some lubricating information and how to change the couplings. And here we have some English instructions as well and history. So it looks here we've got a plug in the socket at the moment, so this is probably going to run on DC, which is good news because that's the setup I've got. And here is the locomotive, and unfortunately we've got a bit of damage here. This is the lamp for up the top on here, it's broken off. I've also got this piece in a bag sealed from the factory. I'm not sure what that is. Possibly it's something to do with fitting a digital decoder. The other thing is it's absolutely covered in little bits of polystyrene, so I'm just going to give it a little brush and get the polystyrene off it before we have a closer look.
3 days later.
So a bit of time has passed since the first part of this video, and I've managed to get the lamp up here back onto the model. It was actually attached by blue tack for some reason, and obviously that's why it's fallen off, and it has also split the top ring a little bit, so it's had a few bashes in its time, but I've managed to glue this back on. I'm also thinking that some of the gold on here, like around these lamps at the bottom here and also the one at the top, has been added by the previous owner, and I don't think that's from the factory. I might be wrong. If you know any better, let me know in the comments below. And when I took this out of the box, this handrail here was actually missing, but luckily I managed to find it and I've put it back on here as well, so that's another win, I think. But I am thinking as well that these are also being painted silver by the previous owner. But to review this model, let's just have a look at what we've got here. It is a lovely looking steam locomotive. I love the locomotives from this era. They look so iconic and kind of quite cute, almost like they've come from a shortbread box or something. This one has got a really characterful front here with a number very well printed. I like things like the details around the smoke box door and obviously the lamps. I think these ones actually work. We'll give this a go in a little while. The buffers here are in silver. I think maybe the silver was added on afterwards because you can see a bit of overspill here. These aren't sprung buffers or anything like that. And on the buffer beam we have this coupling hanging out the front, which really dominates the look. But we do have some rivet detail on that buffer beam, and the red is actually really quite good. I can tell for sure that the top lamp doesn't illuminate, and it looks as though it's been painted white there too, but there's no glazing over the top of it, even though maybe there was when it came out of the factory. As we look down the side of the boiler, we've got some detail printed into it. It's not the best, I would say. It's okay, but not super defined, and it's all part of the main moulding. However, we do have these handrails which have been painted silver added on as extra pieces. The bell up here looks really good, and we also have this little valve at the top here as well, which could easily get broken off, but it's good that it's still there. The sounding box looks quite good too. We've got the whistles here which have been painted gold. Again, I think that's from the previous owner, and I love these little parts over the top of the windows which look really good. The windows themselves are kind of opaque and almost flush fit as well, but that's obviously to hide the fact that we've got the motor inside there, so no cab detail, just that huge big motor. And I think that's the dummy DCC chip sticking out the side there. It's got 6171 written on it. On the top of the roof, you've got some nice rivet detail over here. This hatch actually looks really good, and again, more rivet detail. It looks as though maybe something should be in here. It's maybe broken off, got a couple of holes, but I'm not sure what that's for. There is the usual moulding mark across the top of the boiler, which I really don't like seeing on models, but at least it's not so noticeable on top of the dome there. The cab detail looks great with all these rivets around it, and the number and the shed plate has been printed on in gold, which looks really good too. Down below in the red area we've got some nice detail underneath the cab, and the wheels are metal with red inserts. The brakes are very much in line with the wheels, and we've got valve gear all in metal. I would probably say it's a little bit overscale, some of it moves a little bit as well, but it's certainly very complex, and I think this would look good going down the track. You can see, however, we do have a gear wheel sitting there just between these two wheels, so obviously you're going to see things like that. I do actually like these extra pipework down just here as well in the red. The pistons at the front have got a great amount of rivet detail on them too and look really good. And we've got these parts down here. This is actually from the chassis, which is made of metal, and those easily break off, but good to see that these aren't. Underneath, okay, it's upside down, you see Fleischmann made in Germany, and we have the stud to operate accessories on the track. You can see that we've got two gear wheels here. This one here, I guess, is just being pushed around by the valve gear, and we've got pickup on all the wheels here too. There's not a lot of difference on the other side of the locomotive. We've got a tank up here, we've got the reversing rod there, which looks as though it's just been moulded into the main boiler piece, and we've got this extra part added on down here. Is that a condenser? Not quite sure. Let me know in the comments. These handrails at the cab have also been picked out in silver, but they do actually look really good. And here under the cab we've got a little bit of damage, some chipping on the paintwork, but that's not too bad. This is an older model after all, and like I said, second hand. Just looking at the tender now, this is actually very light. It's a plastic chassis with a plastic body put on top, but it's not too bad. It's got these really nice handrails here. The coal is okay, and it's just absolutely everywhere too. And we've got some nice detail of things like the hatch here, and also this part here where the fireman would operate. You can see it's got a drawbar sitting down here, so there's not a lot of detail, but we do have some steps coming down here. The chassis part in red has got some really well-defined spring detail on axle boxes, and also some rivet detail too. And you can see the wheels are metal with red painted onto them. Underneath it says Fleischmann made in Germany, and we have a coupling at the back here. No NEM pockets on these, but it's a standard kind of Fleischmann coupling. And at the back of the tender we've got another two lights with glazing on them this time. I don't think they illuminate. There's no pickup on this as far as I can tell. And we have the silver buffers again. The buffer beam also has the coupling hole right in the middle, so that kind of spoils it, but you know, there's still some detail on there and it looks okay, I think. The numbers printed really well, and also we've got this tank up here too, with a couple of little platforms up here too as well. So when coupled together, it's not too bad. It's quite a close fit, but not super close. It does kind of disguise the fact that it doesn't have any cab detail with this piece of plastic here, with the little doors on it moulded in. But, you know, it is a bit of a disappointment. I think that probably could have come up all the way to the roof and just hide this massive big motor and the DCC socket thing in there. So I'm just going to set up a bit of track and we'll see if we can get this running. I've not tried it yet since I got it, so it'll be interesting to find out. Okay, admittedly I don't have much space here in this stage, and I've also actually had to shorten the stage because I've had to make it a bit smaller to fit in the space I've got. So I'm going to be running up and down this old Hornby straight track, and I'm using my H&M controller on 12 volts DC to power it. So let's give it some power, see what happens. Well, it was a bit reluctant to get going at the start, but once it did actually get going, it was fine. So it's probably not been used for some time, and it just needed to get used to the fact it was being used again. And when it did, it ran really good. It probably could do with a bit of a clean up, but apart from that, it's running great. And I'm always really impressed with how good the Fleischmann motor is. Even though it's quite old, it still runs really good. Anyway, let's put this on the scales and we'll see how much it weighs. So this model comes in at 284 grams. So Fleischmann's model of the BR53 from the Deutsche Reichsbahn is quite a lovely little locomotive, this one. It's very iconic of old Prussian and also Bavarian locomotives that ended up in the hands of the Deutsche Reichsbahn. And it has so much character. It looks like such a cute locomotive with some really good features to it. This model has got a lot of nice little parts to it. I suppose it could probably have a few more extras. A lot of the pipework, for example, is just moulded into the main moulding. And there's things like the buffer beam with a big hole in it, just doesn't look really that good. But overall, this is a really nice little model which would look fantastic on any model railway layout. It does have the option to be run digitally, and I guess this must have been one of the last run of these kind of locomotives from Fleischmann, where you could actually do a bit of early DCC on them. But this one is obviously set up for analog and it seems to run fine under that. I'm always continually impressed with Fleischmann. It's one of my most favourite brands of all time, and I'm really sad that they've stopped doing HO scale stuff, but this is testament to how good they were back in the day. So I would definitely recommend this locomotive. It's got loads of character, really good looks, and it performs really well as well. Just let down by a few minor things, not least of which is that it's got no cab detail and a big motor in it. So it's a thumbs up from me. Well, you probably would have expected that, but what do you think about this locomotive? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel. I'll put this on the turntable so you can see all the way around. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.
So model train,